Imagine waking up to a government shutdown that threatens the livelihoods of thousands of hardworking federal employees, people who keep our country running smoothly every day. But here's where it gets controversial. Is a president's power to reshape the bureaucracy during such crises absolute, or does it cross into unlawful territory? In this unfolding story, a key legal battle is challenging the boundaries of executive authority, and it's one that could redefine how we view shutdowns and job cuts in American politics. Picture the iconic U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C., captured on Monday, October 13, 2025, courtesy of Anna Rose Layden via Bloomberg and Getty Images. On Wednesday, a federal judge in San Francisco, Susan Yvonne Illston, issued a temporary restraining order that halts the Trump administration from dismissing federal employees amidst the current government shutdown. This decision was delivered just 5 days after officials sent reduction in force notices, essentially formal warnings about potential layoffs, to more than 4,000 workers across various agencies. To clarify for those new to this, a reduction in force, or RIF, is a process federal agencies use to cut staff, often due to budget constraints or reorganizations. It's not an arbitrary firing spree. It's governed by strict rules to ensure fairness. But in this case, the judge emphasized that the actions defy these laws, declaring to administration lawyers at the hearing, "The activities that are being undertaken here are contrary to the laws." She reinforced this by adding, "You can't do this in a nation of laws," as reported by NBC News. For beginners, think of it like this. Just as a sports team can't change the rules mid-game without a referee's approval, the government must follow established legal guidelines during tough times like shutdowns. The request to block these RIFs came from two prominent unions that represent tens of thousands of federal workers, who stepped in to protect their members' jobs. The Trump administration had previously announced plans to lay off employees during the shutdown, with President Donald Trump openly stating that these cuts targeted what he called Democrat agencies or programs. This phrasing alone sparks heated debate. Is this a legitimate effort to streamline government, or an overtly partisan maneuver designed to dismantle opposition-led initiatives? And this is the part most people miss. It raises questions about whether political motives should influence bureaucratic decisions. Just before the judge's ruling, White House Budget Director Russell Vought, during an appearance on The Charlie Kirk Show, predicted that north of 10,000 federal positions could be eliminated due to the shutdown. Judge Illston criticized the administration for exploiting the lack of government funding and operations, suggesting they were treating it as a free-for-all, where all bets are off, the laws don't apply to them anymore, and they can impose the structures that they like on the government situation that they don't like, per NBC's account. She expressed confidence that the unions would successfully demonstrate in court that these moves were not only illegal, but also arbitrary and capricious, a legal term meaning decisions made without rational basis or proper justification, which is a high bar to prove in such cases. Democracy Forward, a non-profit advocacy group that supported the unions in court, celebrated the judge's order. Skye Perryman, the organization's CEO, stated, "The president seems to think his government shutdown is distracting people from the harmful and lawlessness actions of his administration. But the American people are holding him accountable, including in the courts." She went on to call out the president's approach as a move straight out of Project 2025's playbook, referencing a conservative plan for government reorganization that has drawn criticism for its aggressive proposals and labeled it unlawful. Perryman passionately added, "Our civil servants do the work of the people, and playing games with their livelihoods is cruel and unlawful and a threat to everyone in our nation." This situation isn't just about job losses. It's a clash between presidential authority and judicial oversight, with real-world implications for how shutdowns are handled. For example, consider past shutdowns where essential services like air traffic control or national parks were affected. This ruling could set a precedent, preventing similar disruptions in the future. But here's the controversial twist. Some argue that targeted cuts could actually improve efficiency by eliminating wasteful programs, while others see it as a dangerous overreach that undermines democratic norms. What do you think? Should a president have more leeway during shutdowns to enact reforms? Or is this an abuse of power? Do you agree with the judge's stance? Or is there a counterpoint we haven't considered? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's start a conversation about the balance between leadership and legality in our government.